Welcome back. Faced with persistent insinuations from opposition members in Trinidad and Tobago's parliament yesterday that he got a Pfizer jab from the 80 vials sent from the U.S., Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley went on the offensive and suggested that opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar had contracted COVID-19 at some stage.
Unlike the other leader in this House, I told the country when I was diagnosed as a positive patient with COVID-19.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, referring directly to opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar during what turned out to be a heated exchange at times between himself and members of the opposition during Prime Minister's question time on Wednesday. He was being pressed by the opposition about the 400 doses of the 2-dose Pfizer vaccine that the government said was donated by the United States to the National Security Ministry.
Member for Caroni Central.
Thank you. Can the Prime Minister indicate whether he was a recipient of this Pfizer vaccine?
Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I wish that the members of the opposition would stop attempting to mislead the public with blatant lies and untruths.
It was at this point the Prime Minister began to compare himself to the opposition leader.
I told the country when I was in isolation. I told the country when I can be vaccinated. The Minister of Health actually told the country the date on which I can be vaccinated. So to come here today and ask me if I took vaccine from the 400, you are just a mischief maker, and that is your pen. Go and find out from your leader when she took it and when she got told it.
No, Prime Minister, that is all.
In a statement issued after the lower house sitting on Wednesday, opposition leader Persad-Bissessar claimed what she called Dr. Rowley's infatuation with her hit a new level of weirdness. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar said she was sorry to disappoint those she called her devoted admirers in the PNM, as she said she does not have COVID and she never did. Caroni Central MP Arnold Ram had sought clarification on whether the Prime Minister could identify the group of persons in the National Security Ministry who received the 200 first shot of the Pfizer vaccine donated by the government of the United States.
I'm not prepared to identify individuals who have received a particular vaccine. I did say to the country last Saturday that the 400 vaccines were offered to the National Security Department, and it was for use by the National Security Department, and it has so been used under the guidance of the Ministry of Health.
Oropouche East MP Dr. Udal Munilal pressed further.
Prime Minister, in light of the suspicious nature of the importation of these vaccines, are you willing to provide to the House at a later time the list of persons, as a matter of public record already, who have received these vaccines?
Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I do not have that information, and if the member wants the names of who got it, then I'll ask the Ministry of Health whether they're prepared to do that. But I also will tell the member there was no suspicious nature other than the suspicion that you try to create.
In her statement, opposition leader Persad-Bissessar said Prime Minister Rowley refused to answer the simple question of whether he took what she called the secret Pfizer vaccine. Naparima MP Rodney Charles toed the opposition line.
Naparima.
A simple question, yes or no, did you receive the vaccine, Pfizer?
Madam Speaker, I would not dignify the member for Naparima, his out-of-place question with an answer. You are a stranger to the truth.
Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
A rescue operation is underway in Miami-Dade County, Florida, after a 12-story residential building partially collapsed, killing at least one person. Rescuers are combing the rubble, searching for any trapped survivors, and were seen pulling a boy out alive. Images from Surfside, north of Miami Beach, show a pile of debris on one side of the building. At least 8 people have been injured. It is unclear how many people were inside the building at the time. James Reynolds from the BBC reports.
Amid the rubble of the apartment building, fire crews managed to find a young survivor. He's able to climb out himself. In an undamaged section, firefighters take an older resident to safety. No one yet knows how many others may be trapped in the wreckage of the block, which is called Champlain Towers South. It partially collapsed in the middle of the night.
I looked out the window and you couldn't see. I thought it was like a storm or something coming in. And then when the dust cleared, there was the back half of the building, or back 2/3 of the building was gone. It's down to the ground.
It looks like a whole, just from the top to bottom, section of the building just collapsed. It's crazy. I mean, you think something you've seen in an earthquake or something.
This video was posted by the resident of a nearby hotel. The Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department has sent more than 80 fire and rescue trucks to the scene. The oceanfront building, which was constructed in 1981, is in the Surfside area of Miami. That's just north of Miami Beach. The neighborhood is home to many retired people. Many only live there in the winter. In daylight, the damage is evident. Structures in this area have to be built to withstand hurricanes. So why this building partly came down is not yet clear. People from the building and from surrounding areas have been taken to a holding area, whilst everyone waits to find out more. James Reynolds, BBC News.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. The latest weather report is coming up after the break.